slid to the curb. She hopped in looking crazy disturbed. She said just drive for the next 4 or 5 blocks and not another word. I finally asked where to.
Anywhere.
She said anywhere compared to where I've been is gonna be better. Ain't no rush to arrive. Then she shrugged like she couldn't decide. Put the meter in play, made a right on Broadway and said, maybe you should take a day. Come back when you're headed straight. Besides, what can't wait? At least go in late. Or she said, oh, you a shrink too. What you think you can do? Then she said, be fair, take my sense off the fair, cause you ain't trying to hear any noise in the ear. You drive and I ride it, we clear. Then she sighed, turned her head to the side. I'm waiting for the light to turn.
My life has
She said, I'm waiting for my life to turn. After Radisson, I made a turn at Madison. She said, I met the last good Samaritan. Should I keep the meter running? I said, you gotta stop running. She said, now ain't you something? Trying to save my soul, but in case you ain't know, it's too far gone. And I said, you wrong. This is your life. You write the words to your song. And on that note, she stepped out. Paused like she had second thoughts and doubts. Then she got back in and started crying, so I started driving.
Welcome to Toolbox Stuff. I'm your host, Tullium. Today we got a very, very good show for you. Here's our agenda. Our intro songs by Dynamics Plus. Then we're going to go into Draw Something, featuring these Pentel sign pens. Okay? During our Draw Something, we're going to have Chapter 3 of Marketing, and we're going to listen to that. Okay? And the something that I'm going to draw, I'm going to draw that soldier. Can you see that big soldier face right there? That handsome mug. We're going to draw him utilizing these Pentel Art sign pens. It's a 12-pack. We're going to make it colorful, abstract. If you've seen my work before, you kind of know what we're in for. All right? And let's cue up the main situation, and let's go. All right. Here we go. Boom. We're going to listen.
Three, the law of the mind. It's better to be first in the mind than to be first in the marketplace. 1422 Laws of Marketing, October 31st, 02, 12:23 p.m. Page 14. The world's first personal computer was the MIT's Altair 8800. The law of leadership would suggest that the MIT's Altair 8800, an unfortunate choice of names, ought to be the #1 personal computer brand. Unfortunately, the product is no longer with us. Dumont invented the first commercial television. Said Duryea introduced the first automobile. Hurley introduced the first washing machine. All are gone. Is something wrong with the law of leadership in Chapter 1? No, but the law of the mind modifies it. It's better to be first in the prospect's mind than first in the marketplace, which, if anything, understates the importance of being first in the mind. Being first in the mind is everything in marketing. Being first in the marketplace is important only to the extent that it allows you to get in the mind first. For example, IBM wasn't first in the marketplace with the mainframe computer. Remington Rand was first with UNIVAC. But thanks to a massive marketing effort, IBM got into the mind first and won the Computer battle early. The law of the mind follows from the law of perception. If marketing is a battle of perception, not product, then the mind takes precedence over the marketplace. Thousands of would-be entrepreneurs are tripped up every year by this law. Someone has an idea or concept he or she believes will revolutionize an industry. As well it may. The problem is getting the idea or concept into the prospect's mind. 1522 Laws of Marketing, October 31st, 12:23 p.m. Page 15. The conventional solution to the problem is money. That is, the resources to design and build product or service organizations plus the resources to hold press conferences, attend trade shows, run advertisements, and conduct direct mail programs. Chapter 22, The Law of Resources. Unfortunately, this gives rise to the perception that the answer to all marketing questions is the same: money. Not true. More money is wasted in marketing than in any other human activity, outside of government activities, of course. You can't change a mind once a mind is made up. It's like going head to head against an entrenched enemy, the charge of the Light Brigade at Balaclava being history's most famous example, closely followed by Pickett's fiasco at Gettysburg. Wang was first in word processors, but the world passed such machines by and went on to computers. Wang, however, wasn't able to make the transition. In spite of spending millions of dollars promoting its personal computers and many computers, Wang is still perceived as a word processor company. Xerox was first in copiers and then tried to get into the computer business. 25 years and $2 billion later, Xerox is nowhere in computers. You want to change something in a computer? Just type over or delete the existing material. You want to change something in a mind? Forget it. Once a mind is made up, it rarely, if ever, changes. The single most wasteful thing you can do in marketing is try to change a mind. 16. The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. 22 Laws of Marketing, October 31st, 12:23 p.m. Page 16. That accounts for the mystery of the well-formed opinion that can almost instantly appear in a person's mind. One day you've never heard of a person. The next day that person is famous. The overnight sensation is not an unusual phenomenon. If you want to make a big impression on another person, you cannot worm your way into their mind and then slowly build up a favorable opinion over a period of time. The mind doesn't work that way. You have to blast your way into the mind. The reason you blast instead of worm is that people don't like to change their minds. Once they perceive you one way, that's it. They kind of file you away in their minds as a certain kind of person. You cannot become a different person in their minds. One of the mysteries of marketing is the role of money. One day a few dollars can work a major miracle. The next day millions of dollars can't save a company from going under. When you have an open mind to work with, even a small amount of money can go a long way. Apple got off the computer ground with $91,000 contributed by Mike Markkula. Apple's problem in getting into its prospects' minds was helped by its simple, easy to remember name. On the other hand, Apple's competitors had complicated names that were difficult to remember. In the early days, 5 personal computers were in position on the launching pad: Apple II, Commodore PET, IMSA 8080, MITS, Altair 8800, and Radio Shack TRS-80. Ask yourself, which name is the simplest and easiest to remember?
Well, all right. So far with my Pentel drawing, I want to continue. I think this is coming out pretty good, and I want to put a few more minutes to it. So let's do another surprise activity. Our surprise activity will be listening. What are we going to listen to? What would we listen to? What would we listen to? Oh, I have an idea. Yep, that's where we're going. See here, boom. We're gonna have a few minutes of this here. Listen to that.
The Griffin, a mystical creature of immense power, a guardian, a destroyer of evil. It is a symbol of strength and of courage. One man has sworn an oath to become an angel of mercy and a demon of vengeance. He is Marcus Griffin, and this is his story.
There's a man marked in a black mask with a toxic gas. She was burned and turned into ash, but returned in a flash. Last, the mark of a slash, the outcast won't last. Cast from the cast iron, ironclad glass. Pressure, mass, compressed gas will shatter the glass. Once the guard smashed, Titan's class will serve as a pass. He dangling a cable, she's entangled her halo. The dangerous agents like fallen angels sent in by Gabriel. They're the mean machine made for heavy lifting. The gear shifting, the wheel spinning, the fog is lifting, the plate shifting, the title gripping, roller slipping, with death grinning, graphic vision, Marco the Griffin.
I had a meeting today with a Jamaican executive named Mr. Crane. He recruited me into a secret program created by a group called The Agency. It gives me license to be some kind of field detective or special agent. No way. This is a horrible way to start the story. I should explain how I met them first. Okay. Yesterday, my sensei asked me to meet him down at the dojo, and no, you still won't get it if I start there. Explaining this is harder than I thought. Right, from the top. My name is Marcus Griffin, and 5 years ago, I decided to change my life forever. You see, some people are content with just thinking about what's fair and what's not, who wins, who loses, and some people even let fate decide their outcome. Not me, not anymore. It was the moment I stopped talking about what should be done and decided to actually do something. Oh yeah, I watched them for a long time, and I felt confident I could take them all out in one night. I really believed an angry man with a gun was enough to change the world for the better. How wrong I was. For a few hours, I really thought I was going to die. I knew then that I had no idea what I was doing. The dream of changing the world around me died that day. I needed help, I needed training, and I would find out 5 years later that even that wasn't enough. I'm Marcus Griffin, and this is my journal. Fully how to put a man down so that he stays down. A costly lesson. Although it's nothing more than an angry man with a gun, I still consider that to be my first day as a marked man. Luckily, the slug went right through my side, and my family's doctor was able to keep a secret after he saw through my lie about being in a knife fight with a mugger. So I took leave, claiming a death in my family, when the person that really died was Marcus Griffin, the would-be vigilante. As I healed up nor resolve left. And I decided to worry about myself and let the world take care of itself. I'm sitting in my house looking over the package I received today. I'm excited and scared at the same time. I keep thinking, you called, you went down there, you wanted this. A small note says press play, and so I do.
You've been given several useful items that will help you along. The first is the quadricorder or Q-corder. It is a modified field device with special features. It has the ability to intercept cellular transmissions in a 1,000-foot radius and record up to 4 conversations at once. It will allow you to make calls under any ghosted identity and GPS track any captured signal.
I have no idea where this will lead me, but I do know the time for second guessing has passed. Now, I'm just hoping I'm worthy of the true mark.
The mic sensors can be set as remote ears and used to set up a noise-sensitive parameter. The second book is a primer on electronics and your guide to assembly and repair. You will also find a chemistry index on how to turn household ingredients into serum, toxins, and other chemical weapons.
Did he always know? I'm sorry. I know when I jump around in my journal, it can get confusing. So let's go back to another beginning. This is 5 years ago and 42 days. Enter Sensei Master Ernesto Hawk. In the 90s, he was an action film star with a series of successful movies. He lectured and put out a string of really popular books, too. But at the height of his fame, he suddenly retired and opened a school. Among his large following of students, I felt I was one of his best. I had been training with him for 5 years, and he still hadn't offered me a major belt. Sometimes, I even felt like he was holding me back. Little did I know, it was all part of a much larger plan. On March 3rd, the Sensei Master gave me the challenge of defeating another student to stay in his school. There was a short list of disciples around my skill level that would be my match. He throws a curveball by bringing Phoebe in. It's not that she's female, it's the fact that she hasn't been training here as long as I have. Okay, I wonder what she gets if she... Well, I'm not gonna back down. Obviously, I'm meant to get a belt today. And the being kicked out the school part is just an incentive to perform well. She comes out aggressive, but is still controlled. She must want to put on a show. Let's think about this. She favors kicks. I position myself inside her comfort range. That should prompt her to use her hands instead. Leave my hands low enough so she strikes high. Take superior position and defeat her. She hesitates, waiting for my attack. Obvious counter. Takes me out of a defendable stance and gains advantage. Let's not do that. And so it's move for move and counter move as we battle for control. It's a foolish mistake to grapple with me, although she is strong for her size. She's playing into my hands. This will be over soon. I can see it clearly in my mind's eye. A feint. And she hopes that I'll rely solely on brute strength. Let's change the script a bit. I'll take her down. Oh, well done.
Show me where we mush, and we mush, and we mush, and we mush.
Ready to go?
Yes.
100%?
Yes.
Injury. Did she hurt herself, or is that a decoy? I'm much smarter than that. She hopes to lure me in and use her kicks. Force her to move. See if she favors either leg. Now what's she looking for here? This will get me nowhere. A full-on attack. Drive her back and break her down. Yeah, she holds her own though. Perhaps she is worthy to. Oh, the footwork betrays her. Spinning attack. Counter and disrupt. Surprising speed and technique though. I can hear her thoughts. She sets me up for a low attack. Perhaps thinking to even the odds and diminish my mobility. The master looks on. I wonder if we'll both get belts today. She is doing well. But there, yes, her leg was weakened. Goodbye, Phoebe. That's victory. This can't be happening. Can't be.
We don't do that anymore. You have plenty of heart, but you lack discipline, and you still don't understand the difference between a performance and an art. Go to those people, you may have the skills they need, and they might awaken you so one day you come back and be true martial artists.
I went home that night and called the number. secret biomeditech facility where someone is sabotaging a new wonder drug. So far, 48 people have died horrible deaths. It's a clear case of corporate espionage, but they can't figure out how the swap is being done. I work for a group called the Agency, and my contact is a Jamaican field agent named Gabriel Kane. The first thing he said to me was that I didn't look as impressive as he thought I would. I told him he didn't sound as American as I thought he would. He rattled off a few curses and called me a Yankee boy. I'm sure that's some kind of insult. He details the job of placing noise sensors around the grounds. He seemed to perk up when I mentioned the idea of someone breaking out of the lab and not actually breaking in. Although the outside looks like a normal laboratory, the sensitive areas are bottled up tight. And now I'm sitting here looking over my guide plan, and I'm beginning to question the wisdom in signing on for this. I certainly want to make a difference, and I tried to 5 years ago when I flushed out a drug den. It was a reckless move that nearly cost me my life. Since then, I've trained very hard and was surprised when my martial arts teacher sent me away to work with the Agency. It's midnight when the sensor is tripped. He's using a rooftop hatchway and the ladders to get in and out. Very clever, but he must be stopped at all costs.
Yeah, that's dynamic stuff. That's Dynamics Plus best work. Check out Marco the Griffin. That is my suggestion. But again, the sign pins, they're pretty good. I'm good in the pinch. And I like them. You know, I want to say that maybe I'm missing one or two. Oh yeah, here's that light brown. There might be another one. They kind of fell around my space here, and I got it all kind of funny setup. I just kind of messed it up as I was. No, I didn't. All right. So, but yeah. So the Pentel sign pens, they got kind of a flexible tip, so you can get that really thin line. You can see. I don't know if you can see those blue lines that I was making. And you can, get real thick with it. It is very absorbent into the paper. Let's look on the other side and see what that looks like. Didn't soak through. So, I like it. I would continue and add more colors if I have more time on this. Maybe even finish out the background with the purple, or blend another color in there. And probably add purple to the inside too, if I had more time. All right, but that's that, and we're moving on to the next chapter. All right, so our situation is this. I have to write these facts on this sheet of paper here, so that I won't forget them. All right. And which name is easiest to remember? And be first in their mind. These are little quotes that I took out of the video. I was listening while I was drawing. All right. So, what's next is my Inktober sketchbook. All right. Let's do it. And this is a nice sketchbook tour. Okay, so yeah, these are the things that I want to kind of talk about while I give you my tour. Is that all the way in there? Right? Yep. All right. So yeah, these are my 3 facts, and we want to talk about what makes a good challenge, right? So the point of this was I did the Inktober challenge, and the Inktober is during the month of October, you only make drawings with ink. It's celebrating ink. Okay, so each day there's a prompt, and you're supposed to draw something using ink according to that prompt, right, or inspired by that prompt. So what people started doing is they started customizing their Inktobers, right? And so they would have like Inktobers of their favorite thing or whatever, And so this one guy did, well, actually, there's 2 guys, maybe 3. Cartoonist Kayfabe, they did Kayfabe-tober, in which they specialized in, just comic books, and it was all comic book prompts. And so I'm working on my own comic book, so I decided to do the Inktober, and I wanted to do the comic book kayfabe because I want to get better, and I feel like challenges like these make you better. So yeah, that's what's happening. I'm gonna put that there. I wasn't gonna have that in the shot, but it might have to be in the shot. All right, so here we go. Let me close this pen. All right, that's not one. So I'm not gonna kind of show the prompts. I thought about like displaying the prompts, and then we could talk about the different prompts. But I guess I'll just tell you which prompts come. And so I had this sketchbook before, and I decided to use it as a as for this particular project because I had seen other people who did things, and they previous Inktober's, and they had all unified drawings. So they would come out with 30 drawings. Maybe they did theirs on postcards, so it was all the same size and was a nice little showing at the end. So I wanted something like that. So that's why I chose to do all my drawings in here to this scale. But I had drew this before, and then I redrew it. Well, I mean, I guess we could talk about it. This was kind of like I wanted to draw a thing, and I was like, "What if thing was me?" And so this was kind of like before Inktober, but like with Inktober in mind. So the thing, if it was me, all right. And this is also before Inktober. This is an actor. His name slips my mind, but I sold an object and drew this. So this is all gearing up for Inktober, though. Like I'm doing this because Inktober is coming, but Inktober hadn't started yet. I was excited. All right. So now this is day one of Inktober. Okay. So the prompt was thought, THOT, right? But I thought it was Thoth, THOTH, which is the Egyptian god of writing. So I drew this, right? And so then I was looking online. I was like, why ain't nobody else drawing no Egyptian people? Who's this guy? And why do they keep drawing Space Ghost? I had to do my research. So after doing my research, Thoth, TOTH, is who they were talking about. And that is this guy here. And so then I drew this later on that day after having to scratch my neck like you mowed it. But I really like the first piece, though. I really like it a lot. All right. And I was going to do another one, Space Ghost, but I never finished. All right. And here is, I think this is day 2 of The Crow. And this sketchbook is coming apart. That's why I kind of don't use it anymore. I stopped at the end of Inktober. Even though I drew in it today. So maybe it'll still have some life. All right, so, but The Crow, and same technique that I used today with the Pentel pens, but I used Prismacolor. And, you know, I think it came out very nice. I'm very, very happy with it, as a matter of fact. Yeah, so there it is. I can't say much more. Prismacolors are excellent markers. They blend well. They stay where they're supposed to stay. They're durable. That thin tip, you could get those thin lines. You know, you got to be fast because it's very, very inky. You know, like it's going to shoot out that ink. So you got to kind of be fast. But, you know, if you build up your color, you know, you could have like rich, deep things like this. You know, just no complaints from, you know, the color, the how the marker writes on it. I don't really use the blender though. They have a color blender. I don't really use that. All right, so let's continue. I'm gonna go back to this configuration. All right, so Inktober. Um, so I learned a lot, right? I made a lot of realizations. And one of the main realizations that I came to and was that the a lot of people, they say, well, I don't watch this particular show because there's no black people in it, right? And I do that all the time. But it's not the white writer's fault that there's no black people, right? What else do you expect them to write? They're going to write themselves. So if you want to see yourself in the media, you want to see yourself represented, you have to start creating the narrative. You have to start picking up the pen. And you have to start drawing. I was like, there's no black characters on Inktober. I had to put them up there. Okay, and also that statement was not true. There were other black characters. Very, very, very mixed showing. It's really, really good. You should check it out. The hashtag on Instagram is really what I'm talking about, because that's really kind of where I concentrated most of my energies, I guess. All right, so the day went on. The next day, another Prismacolor drawing. Extremely happy with how it came out. Just the control of the colors, just how the colors come together. But don't like move each other. They just stay right there. Boom. You know what I'm saying? So you could have these small little spaces of just the color that you need. Yeah, very, very, very good. All right, so this is radio. This says radio. And the day was Marvel, but the Inktober day was radio. And so I combined the two. So I say, well, what if radio was in the Marvel comics, right? So that's him, right? And in his cart, he's being pushed by who was this Cannonball from the New Mutants, and he's holding Groot. He also has a cosmic cube in his lap. I guess he's powerful. I don't know. I just drew the thing. I'm not responsible for the plot. Okay, thank you. All right, yeah, I'm responsible for the plot too. Let's move on. Oh, don't forget about backyard toys. So that's the theme throughout this whole thing. Also, is backyard toys. That's my old throw up graffiti art. Because if you knew me, you would know. Like if you really, really knew me for a long time. All right, let's go to the next. Next was autobio, and so that is a story about yourself. So I drew this dude. I call him the scary black dude because I feel like people look at him and then they're like scared. They're like, turn the page, hurry up. But used metallic markers to highlight certain parts, and yeah, I posted it. It's up there. No likes. Moving along. All right, so the next day, Mignola, that is the creator of Hellboy. I learned a lot of history doing Inktober. It was very, very good. So here's a couple of notes that I have about like what makes a good challenge, right? Like, so small daily task, right? So the task was just drawing one piece with some ink, right? Small daily task, you can accomplish that. But add all the tasks together, they equal bigger than what you had. right? So like, it's no longer just drawings. Now there's a theme. Now there is a style, you know. So there's a portfolio. There is a slideshow. There is a showing a group, something more than there was before. Okay. All right. So the task itself, right, forces you to improve. Okay. The task itself forces you to improve. That is what makes a good challenge. See, I'm really thinking about what makes a good challenge, because I want to. I'm trying to figure out what my challenge for December is going to be. Right. So I have a November challenge that's Free Stuff November. Right. And so I've been very successful with Free Stuff November, but I'm trying to figure out December's challenge. But I want December's challenge to be something that is something that's going to like produce a product, something that's going to like create something. Like I'm going to have something that I didn't have before I did it. And like those little pieces have to come together to really make something nice. Right. So it's like, what can I do every day? Just a little piece. And then at the end, it'd be something bigger than what I started with. Okay. So let's continue. All right. This is the guy who is running EC Comics. That's Tales from the Crypts. I don't know if you guys watched HBO, but you know that show started off the Crypt Keeper. He was in comic books, and this is actually the grandson, I believe, of the original owner. Those have been around a really, 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 really long time. So I drew him, and I drew him with these markers right here. I want to tell you the brand. These are Soho Studio markers. And they are okay. I like this set just because I like gradient scales and using them, you know, in my drawings, and so that's kind of what I did. I have I took pictures of each step of this particular piece, and started off with the lightest gray, and then got darker. There's 3 different sets of colors. There's the cool grays, the warm grays, and then the blue grays. So each section of the drawing is drawn with a different set of markers. So it's really descriptive. Soho Studio sponsored me. Yeah, expect the email soon. Trying to get in grad school first. I appreciate that. All right, let's move on to the next. So next one was Tank Girl. I think it was Tank Girl, or it might have been if it was the author, I probably would have drew the author. So yeah, Tank Girl. It's a popular comic book. I've never read an issue of Tank Girl. All right, so it was the prompt, so I drew something, right? So what I drew is a military chick that was piloting her own tank, but her tank is a Veritech, right? But not a hover tank. Like, why didn't I do the hover tank? I don't know why I didn't do the hover tank, and with Lisa just standing there like Tank Girl. That would have been so fresh. I picked the most insane Robotech mecha that they make. The most insane one. The one that's arguably even worse than the Logan, which is the ugliest Veritech. Okay, now I'm really nerding out on you. Follow me. The Ajax. The helicopter that turns into a robot in space. What you gonna do with some rotors in space? Ajax. It's a Veritech. So they have a alternate version that's like a space version of the Ajax, that where they replace the rotors with some thrusters, right? But I'm like, why didn't you just start off with that? Like, why you have to have the fake rotors? Because like, it seems very inefficient if you just ask me, rotors over some jet thrusters. I do not have a degree in aerodynamics, so we'll just turn the page. Leave it alone. All right, next day, Inktober. 22 panels, Ed Wood's 22 panels that always work. I think this is panel 22. And it worked. It worked. I put it on Facebook. I got a share. I mean, but that's way more shares than I normally get. Right? Oh, so emotional. I got to share. So, all right, so here's my critique of this, right? Like, I like it. I think it's funny. I need to make more of these. One of my goals, I wanted to do illustration like this every day, like every morning, wake up and do that. The reality is much more difficult to do that than it is to talk about it. So, but here is one of those pieces, and I like them. But you know, I am mad at myself for using profanity. I feel like there's a lot of venues that this might have went into or might have been accepted in that right off the bat they would say no because of the profanity, right? Like, disappointment. But I like the drawing. I should draw more of them. I will draw more of them. All right, let's move on. This is an attempt that didn't work. I might finish it. I didn't like the layout where his head was. All right. So this is my piss score, right? So this is one of the two creators of cartoonist kayfabe, and this was his day. He redid this comic. Where is it? Is it where I could just grab it? I just had my hands on it like 2 seconds ago. Where is it? If I can look at it, I will be able to grab it. I think it's up here. How come it's not right there? Is it in here? It should not be in there. Well, I had his book, and I moved it, but I know it's not far, and I'm going to be mad because as soon as I change subjects, that's when I'm going to see the book just sitting there looking at me, laughing. All right, so it was right there, and I moved it. Oh, here it is. I see it. One moment. I am old. Boom. I've been intending to read this. This is his book. So this guy got to rewrite the whole X-Men story in his vision. He got to do that. It's the official X-Men book. He rewrote it. It's by him. Like, no, he took all Chris Claremont and all of those other artists, writers, all their ideas, and said, you know what, we're going to redo this, and this is what's happening with that story. X-Men Grand Design. then his buddy is doing Fantastic Four. I don't know if that came out yet. It might have came out. I was like a year or two behind on this one, but I picked it up. He did it all. It's like, actually, I haven't even really opened it. He did it all like old school style. Right? Like it's a real old magazine or old comic book. And I found the regular size comic, right? And I was gonna read it, but I was like, when I figured out that they had this, I was like, no, I'm gonna have this one, this big one, and I'm gonna sit down and enjoy it. I just haven't had the chance. You know, all kids who drew comics and read Marvel wanted to do this. Rewrite the X-Men. It's the Captain America shit right there. All right. So that is that. I just want to put that over there, out of my way. Move this. All right, let's continue, Mr. Pescore. In blue, Prismacolor markers. That's the Pentel pen, the Fuji Kaji, I believe, or that gray. Might be a fiber. I don't know what pen it was. It was one of them pens. These are all his comments. These are all the things that he says in the show. You know, he'll say something like, "Oh, I grabbed these." Right? Go listen to the show. I love comics. Looks iffy. I would see those. You know, he'd be saying that. Oh, I would see those. And he always talking about when he was 12. When I was a kid, gimmicks. Tell me he don't use that word, gimmicks. Y'all don't watch the show, but I do. All right. Last one. Tell them your marching orders. Read more comics. All right. Next day, wrestling. I was never big into wrestling, but I like that dude right there. I liked him. I liked Jim Duggett, and I liked the Ultimate Warrior. Dims was my dudes. Andre the Giant was cool too, but the Ultimate Warrior, that was my guy right there. I just liked the ones that just act crazy. Ah! Yeah! What else you gonna do at a wrestling match? You be calm. Oh, I'm just gonna... No, you're supposed to be hype. Ah, slapping your buddy, especially if it's a tag team. Get hype. This is Junkyard Dog biting through his chain. Excuse me, no COVID. Prismacolor marker. Don't know what the pen was. I should have wrote it down. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with my throat right in the middle of my show. All right, let's continue. Oh, somebody. DX Diana. Hi, how are you? How'd you find me, DX Diana? All right, so there's Rob. That's the next day. I don't know what day we on, 7, 8, 10, 12. I lost count of the days. I would have to always check. I'd look on like every day I would have to look on the calendar to make sure that I was on the right day. Then find the kayfabe chart. Then, day number 18. Okay. Rob Liefeld made a number of really important comic book characters, really good artist. Used fine point pens to draw this, and I was really upset when I was like halfway through and realized that I had forgot to take pictures as I was step by step through it, because I like for some reason like I imagined myself one day writing a book about how to draw my way. So I mean, you don't think that that'd be a good book? I don't really see a lot of people drawing like this. All right, this is Rob. Love his blue eyes. Look at him. This was him when he was young. Next day. The next day was Outlaw. All right. I didn't finish that day. I don't know what was going on, but I remember just having a lot of problems, a lot of trouble sitting down to finish this. And every time I sat down to work on this, I found another problem, right? So the first what was the first problem? I was trying to figure out how to do the horse, right? So then I drew this guy attacking him. So when I started inking, because I'm going fast, got to finish in one day. So I'm like halfway through, and then I'm like, this dude's shoulder is in the wrong spot. He got like detached or something, right? So I'm like, all right, I'll fix it. So I drew another dude back there, and that's the dude that's getting shot, right? So I in my mind, this was going to be colored in one day. I know, right? But you will be able to see, or at least I would have the background dark so that more of the foreground would be able to be seen. So you will see that was like a throat, right? So, and also he's got his little fingers coming through here where he's grabbing and he's climbing up. So yeah. Outlaw. I didn't hit every day. I kind of fell off for a minute, but I was still in there. And then like, all right, so I was mad at myself for Outlaws, right? And then at the end of the Clouds Day, I said, you know what? Dropping everything, and I'm doing this right now. And I was like, all right, we're going to draw every day. I had my Klaus book. I talked about it before on the show. It's in one of the lost episodes. It sold. I'm going to eventually have a cartoonist kayfabe eBay lot where I have all the books that they talk about on the show ready for y'all to buy, because a great number of the books that they mentioned in the show I have in my collection. And I've been showing them on my Instagram and things of that nature, but I need a format like this to really showcase them the way they need to be showcased so that everyone can understand, because Instagram is so like instant and you can't really show like a detailed analysis of something. It's not easily done on Instagram. You could only show like details. Oh, here's 2 or 3 details about this thing. All right, so the day's going along. Next day, Eisner. I used these American Crafts felt tip markers. They're like the size of a pen to the side. They are pens. They are around here somewhere. Do I see one in grabbing distance? I do. Here's one right here. Boom. I like these. They blended very, very well. I almost want to like jump back on this thing and continue to work it, because I actually posted it, right? And then I came back and started working it some more, and I was like, wow, this one, it looks like different and way better than the first one that I posted. But I was too lazy to post again. Oh, this is the guy that, you know, when you see Walt Disney in that special Walt Disney font, that's his font. That's how he signed his name. That's his handwriting. Okay? This is not Disney's signature. Although Walt could draw. Eisner's the one who did that. Yeah. The next day was Octobriana. I started this, but I felt that it was too personal because it was my real book idea. And I was afraid to put it out. So I did this one. So this is Loon Star G, I believe. And this G's from the 4-6 Annihilators. That comic. And if I had one easily pulled out, I would show you. But I don't. But I mean, we've been listening to all the music. It's, oh, come on. Dynamics Plus. It's the same. Y'all ain't figured that out. It's all different people. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. So yeah, like I said, kind of fell off. But no, I was doing them digitally, so I did a lot digitally. Okay. I did a lot of pieces digitally. And even though like Inktober is I got two problems at once. One is I'm having a power problem, easily solved, and two, my iPad went to sleep because I was chit-chatting, and I have to reset the mirroring. I use a program called a Smart Mirror TV, and I think you have to pay like $5. Oh, I gotta hit start broadcast. Yeah, so you gotta pay like $5. I don't know if you can see that right in the middle. Smart Mirror TV and device. So yeah, and it allows me to broadcast my picture, but I think you have to be on the same Wi-Fi. Like so, like I you can't get this and give me your code because I tried that with my cousin, so I could have both of our iPads up and us talking. It didn't work, but I got plans. All right, so now I am going to show you in. Oh, here's the painting from last issue. That's gonna be. See, we are done. Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this piece right here. I did with the with those neon art sticks. I don't see the box around here anymore. I might have tossed them, and I don't see any of those art sticks here either. It should be. That's the gel sticks. Oh, all right. I'm not going to be reaching all around, but and I also use metallic around. I just say that I was passing by. All right, toolbox stuff. So, Inktober items. The last item was. All right, so we did Morbius. That he did Silver Surfer. Right, so I combined Silver Surfer with a plush ram which I sold on eBay. And so this is the image that I drew for their packing slip, because that's one of my my company's signature moves. We draw on the packing slip, and you get a nice custom piece of art along with your purchase. How about that? There is the McFarlane Day, and so I'm going to finish this in the next week, probably before December. And this is going to be McFarlane as Daddy Warbucks for Annie, right? Because I sold the play. This is a book that contained the play, and I sold that on eBay. And so this was going to be the packing slip. And doing the soundtrack was that Louis Armstrong? You can't see him in the back because I had the layer on top of him. But yeah, that's Louis Armstrong right there, blowing the soundtrack. So yeah, wouldn't that be dope for a Annie remake, the part 2? Right, the young girl is a little bit older, got a new Daddy Warbucks, or even bring the old Daddy Warbucks, not the old one, but what's his name, Jamie Foxx. You know, but the soundtrack though is really where I'm getting at. That soundtrack played by Louis. Y'all ain't ready. All right, so that was that. There was a mask day, the wizard day. So the wizard, I was going to do the mask, and I'm still going to finish this too. This is going to be, what's his name? Jim Carrey? Jim Carrey, yeah. So the caption reads, "I'm waiting for you to plug in the game." Because I sold the mask video game for the mask for the Nintendo. Old school video games always sell on eBay. So if you want to get into it. All right. So here this was the guy's name. I forget the guy's name, but he drew Weapon X. And so I was going to do this Yoda themed. I sold, what did I sell? It's a mashup of Wolverine. Let me close this one. Oh, so I sold a Yoda, right? And so I wanted to have Yoda versus Wolverine. So you would see Yoda only in the claw. So I was going to erase everything. So you would only see Yoda in his claw. And I think, I'm trying to figure out who look, I don't be remembering all the time. Oh, yeah. So that's Wolverine. I mean, that's the guy, but that's the guy though. That's the actual dude that drew him. That's what he looked like. That's a portrait of him. Cartoonist kayfabe will get it. They might say it's corny though, but they'll get it. So yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna finish that eventually. Maybe not. Love those Hernandez brothers. That was a day, so I drew that. I like that. I think that's it for our days. Honorable mention for the Crow though, because at first I was gonna do a Crow comic strip, but I abandoned the idea after I drew the marker drawing, and was like, yeah, maybe I'll stick to it. All right, so I feel like that's it. If you want to care for what the thing looked like from the beginning of the book, that's what the packing slip ended up looking like. So, what if I redid a what if comic book? What if the thing was the guy from Backyard Toys. You know, I'd be drawing something. I got the happy face that I always put on everything. And I'm saying thank you. Thank you. All right. So, Inktober sketchbook is done. All right. Now, we're going to look at a book. We're going to look at a book. We're going to look at a book. Let's see if we can do this. Like that. Put that under there. Take this. Put that there. We can close that. Yes. Move that. Oh, yeah. Peanuts Treasury. I got a legitimate Peanuts collection. I got a legitimate Peanuts collection that, you know, maybe I'll put together. You know, the problem with Peanuts in using... Can you guys read that? Can you see the detail? Can you see this guy wagging his... It's pretty small. That's the problem. I need to zoom in. All right, so here it is. Voices of Triumph. This is Free Stuff November brought this book, right? So driving down the street, pass by an alley. I always look down alleys. Look down this alley, really wide alley. And I seen this guy standing there, right? He was standing and looking down, and it was just a pile of trash. And he was like looking through the trash. I was like, there you go, right there. That's my treasure trove. So I busted a U, parked, hopped out, put my mask on, bailed up there. Like, yo, what's going on? Right, like checking the scene, like how many dudes is here? Because if it's too many, you know, I might have to pass this up. You know, I'm upper middle class. I ain't you know, I ain't from these streets. You know what I'm saying? I live in a house. You know, I went to college. I ain't about to be fighting in no. Okay, whatever. That's a dumb joke. All right, so look down, boom. Treasure trove of stuff. Voices of Triumph was one of the things. Also, the Bible that I sold, praises, $30. The Lord has blessed me. His blessings rain down during Free Stuff November. That is proof. If you wasn't a believer before. You can make money on eBay without having to buy nothing? And without having to beg for donations? Say what? How much money do you have to make before you say you're making money? Put that number in the comments. How much money do you have to be making before you can safely say you're making money? How much? What's that number for you? All right. Decided not to sell this piece. So this is, at first I thought it was an Africa book, but then I realized that it was a history book of like black people in America. I took notes on it. I already looked through it. So it's a couple things that I want to show you. I mean, we're going to do a real fast flip through. It's a little bit water damaged, but I think it's still nice and it's still very colorful. There's a little section in the front that, they talked about the kente cloth. I'm not going to read that. Henry Louis Gates did this. That's not his real signature. If that was his real signature, I'd be putting this on eBay. We'd be selling her. I think I priced her. No one wants to buy it. All right, so editorial advisory board. You got some greats on here. You got some greats. Okay, so we're gonna start off with Henry Louis Gates. Really dope dude. I'm not gonna read his bio. I'm not gonna read any of these people's bios. Just FYI, if you're interested, Google them. All right. So, but yeah, he's in charge of this book. Dr. Maya Angelou. She led a real life. She led a real life. Okay, she was everything that you could ever want to be. She was. Look at who you are. You look at her life. She was everything that you ever wanted to be. She's dope. Reverend Dr. Calvin Butts. I heard his name a whole lot, but maybe I was ditching on that day during Black History. I can't tell you anything about him. Dorothy Heights. Now I've seen her face a lot. I'm gonna read about her. Has spent a lifetime as an activist for civil and human rights in the United States and around the world. She serves as president of the National Council of Negro Women. Oh, I've probably seen her at the event. I was working for a newspaper for several years, and I got to meet a lot of really, really interesting people. I hope that she's still alive. I'm not moated, but I've definitely seen her face a lot. All right, Ruth Love. Not familiar with her. Let's go up here. We know who he is, Dr. Carson. He's got a way better job than the director of the... Oh, wait. He's unemployed. Nope, he still got a job till January 21st. All right, good luck with the future, though. I'm pretty sure he'll be able to go wherever he wants to go. He probably doesn't even have to work again. Like, that's what type of money he made from his lifetime of saving people as a medical genius. He did some crazy dumb stuff as a director of housing. Like, who gets that kind of position as a medical doctor? But hey, he did it, and boom, there it is. I thought that he might. I thought that he was going to do something like this, right? So, like, all right, so they're building all these houses all around the world, these HUD houses for the homeless and things of that nature, right? Now, why isn't there a hospital or some type of medical situation happening at every, that should have been his thing, like, I'm going to redesign how they approach building these houses for like homeless people and for people with low income where they could be better assisted medically. But all he did was fight the media with Trump and pose for the African American picture. And make really dumb statements. Gordon Parks. I'm going to tell you a story. This is not a lie. Photography has brought me all types of places and in all types of rooms. Was living in New York. Had a buddy who lived in Harlem. We used to hang out. We both worked at Vanguard Media. I was in editorial. He was in sales. We would hang out, go to the club. There was a lot of like after party, free drinks. We would hang out, you know what I mean, and have fun. We was Bellin one day was like, look, let's hit this restaurant, pub, bar place. Okay, I'm new, right? I don't know everywhere to go. Like this whole, like everything looked different. Like you gotta really understand. Like New York and the East Coast is built totally different from the West Coast. Like down from the very basic thinking. I think because of the weather, like it's extreme weather out there, so it's like super snow and be super cold in the winter. Then it'd be like burning up, blistering hot. Like, oh my God, it's so hot. Right? Crazy rainstorm, blizzard. I lived when I lived in New York through every national disaster. 100%. Blizzard, blackout, 9/11. What did I do? I didn't do a hurricane. I went home when they had the hurricane. Anyway, so we walked into the bar, right? And so, I got my camera out. I'm constantly taking pictures, right? And so, I'm chilling, right? We at the table. We order snacks and drinks, whatever. We ain't really there to meal. We really there to maybe pick up on some chicks or or whatever. So our waiter's talking to us, and she's like, "Oh, I see you guys have cameras. Are you photographers?" Yeah. So I tell them who we are. Yeah, we work for because look, we just start dropping like every hashtag that we had, like Heart Soul Magazine. You know about Savoy Magazine? Vanguard Media. That's us. We doing that. Yeah, he's stealing ass. I'm making a copy. We doing it. She was like, oh, wow. Guess what? Have you heard of Gordon Parks? What? Are you kidding? That's my number one favorite photographer of all time. So, oh, well, guess what? He's here. He's sitting right there. Time to look. Table was empty. Oh, he must have just walked out. Dumb. So that's my Gordon Parks story. Super dope photographer. No longer with us. I don't know who William Gray is. Reverend Dr. DeForest Soares Jr. He probably got 3 degrees at least. Okay. His church home is probably very, very, very nice. I imagine clear story, what are those things called? The glass with the colors with Jesus, Mary shines down on the altar where he stands and gives his. He's probably retired. All right. So yeah, I wanted to hit a couple pages. I did like this art here on these next couple pages. I think this is airbrush. It might be pastel, but I think it's probably airbrush. Talks about all the African stuff, building a nation. Yeah, I really like these drawings. I'm in it for the art. I like the history. Okay, yeah, I like history, but boom, the art, like that's fresh right there. Like that headdress. Look at that. You know what I mean? Those guys in the background. Look at the background of the tree, like with the muted colors. You're not doing that with regular artists. It's not gonna do that. I drawing the same scene. They say, "Hey, Troy, do this. We're gonna have this tree in the background." That's gonna be a fully rendered tree. That's gonna take all the attention away from the headdresses, and I'm gonna not get the job. Probably turn it off anyway. Okay, I'm not going to make slavery jokes anymore. I'm sorry to all the ancestors that I have offended, and I wish to make amends. That big toe's hanging out of that shoe when he was wearing it. All right, I'm not going to clown slave people anymore. Let's go. Now, why can't I find one of these little badges in somebody's old yard sale stuff that they trying to sell for 25 cents? Or maybe I have. and just didn't recognize it. Just thought it was a trinket or some scrap metal. Tripping. Definitely haven't seen a Durigo type. I think that's what that's called. Let's see if it says here. It doesn't say what kind of. That looks like a Durigo type. That's like the first kind of photography they had, and there's like basically a picture on metal. Very, very, very nice. Very nice. All right, I'm actually supposed to be turning very, very fast. Okay, I like this page. Maps. Layout is nice. Boat. This makes me want to. I mean, I listen. I play D&D, so I'm like, look, can we get a boat, right? Burn that one, no. After we play the game. I like some of these drawings. I really like that guy right there. Really like him. Let's see. All right, so there. All right, here we go. Boom. Here it is. The oil paintings. You know, I've been on this oil painting tip, right? So, oil paints. I don't know who painted these, but I believe it was all painted by the same person, just because of the style. It's all similar. I'm pretty sure they probably mention it in the text. I'm not reading that. I can't imagine that somebody like Dr. Gates would have pictures like this and not give a citation. That's what that's called. It's a citation. Like, he's a professional. I forgot to put up oh no, gosh. Great. The most terrible thing ever. I wanted to this one. Boom. That's what I wanted to have up. All right, so sorry about that interruption. I don't like that though. I'm gonna have to have this at an angle. All right, so yeah, the paintings are nice. Problems. I'm having problems. Just turn the page. Look at that guy. Look at that white. Crisp white. Top of that black. Look at this guy. Oh. Kind of gruff voice you think he had. Oh my goodness. You have to have confidence to allow only the sides of your beards to grow long, and everything else is slick. Got the ladies represented. So if you didn't know, I'm probably going to be doing a portrait next. So the next page is 113 that I want to go to. I like that boat though. 113. Look at that drawing. That's nice. Goodness. Wow. Oh, now the real photos. 119. What's on 119? I wonder. Oh, I know what's on there. Oh, yeah. Let's see these. Boom, look at those people. Black woman on the frontier. Sisters. So I'm glad they, like, all the time, like, we're represented as, like, these, like, gruff, you know what I'm saying, monster-looking people. I'm glad that they showed at least one and two pictures of, you know, black people, like, they were very beautiful, like, even in the rough times. Like, that's just like, this person right here, the actual person, was probably like an amazing, awesome person that has all types of accomplishments. And all we can see is that she's ugly. Look at that. That's fresh. I'd want to draw that. Like that, I'd make a painting of that. So what I'm gonna write this down, because I might even decide to do this page instead of the other page. What number is this? 109? Is that 109? Yep. 109, Indian girl. I might paint her instead. I think. Matter of fact, all right, you're gonna see what I'm gonna what I said that I wanted to paint on the next couple pages. I was gonna do this police officer right here, this Francis T. Bruce. He was. Let me read this caption to you. Check this out. An early Colorado pioneer and Denver policeman and civic leader in the 1890s, Bruce went by the affectionate nickname Daddy. He helped organize Denver's Black Masonic Lodge, and in the early part of the decade was appointed bailiff for the municipal court. What kind of rugged, nail-biting, tough actions do you have to be taking on a general to have other grown men refer to you as Daddy? That's why I was going to paint him. But I'm going to paint the Indian girl instead. Fresh. Exciting. So inviting to me. She's fresh. Fresh. All right. Boom. Here we go. Alright, we jumping right into it. Can we get some music? How about it? I think we can. We're not gonna have it so loud though. Oh, I turned it down because I was tripping. Oh, we just heard that. I feel like this was in it too. Let's go to the next. Already heard that one. Started with that one. What? Alright. We stuck with whatever comes next. Alright, here we go. Oil paint. Done. We don't want to see if something else might be my fancy or interest. Stucco? No? Well, let's stop messing around. Let's stop messing around. Oil paint is what we're going to do. And we're going to first establish our presence. There is a line on my Alright, we're gonna first establish where we're gonna put stuff. I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to go all the way down to the feet, because I kind of want it to be real big, so I need better paint. I'm gonna start the red. That doesn't make sense. All right, so like, look, abstract color in this, just color that don't make sense. How about that? Can we just have that as a general rule for this drawing? Our color doesn't make sense. I'm even tempted to do it really Picasso style, since we were talking about Picasso in previous. Uh-oh. I'm supposed to be out there. You can erase that. Goodness gracious. So I'm just establishing, shapes. I already see that this is a little bit different. I made that a lot shorter so that it could fit on the page. I might do some other embellishments that I see, like those flowers. I might raise them up. Put too much paint down because I know like these things aren't going to be this color, but I feel confident that I will be able to put another color. And we've already said that color don't have to make sense, so there it is. So you can see this. I know I made some like straight lines there. Those were not on purpose. Those were not on purpose. All right. If you're making products right now, what products should you be trying to make? Want to hear my well, first, before I make my prediction, put your prediction in the chat. Let me know what you think it's gonna be. What product should we be making that's gonna pay? Ooh, this lady's head is. What's your prediction? What products should we be? I feel like she's got like these sad eyes. I feel like they purposely didn't take a picture of like the true foxiest chick in the in the reservation. This is just the one that'll stand still, because that foxy chick would probably stab him after they take the picture. You wouldn't survive the photo shoot because she ain't playing with you, and she ain't to be used for your archival purposes. The photo, sir, but then she said something in her Iroquois language. And she stabbed Charlie. Just stabbed him up, and then kicked over the camera. That's why we don't have a picture of it. Unless we would have a shot. We got the Polaroid. Did they have Polaroids back then? No, they did not. Man, they still have people running around like y'all wasting y'all time standing in that room with them damn sheets on the wall. Y'all could be out here with these cows, man. These cows out here. You playing around with a what are you playing around with? The box with some smelly chemicals. Can't drink it. This is something that our ancient painting forefathers weren't able to do. I think sometimes maybe my art would come back out better if I didn't do this. If I wasn't chained to the eraser. Oh. I am not doing a good job with her eyes. Look at that eyeball. Oh my God. We gonna have to just say, just pretend. I don't even know, like, I shouldn't even be drawing details. Like, what? Why am I doing that? This is an oil painting. I'm tripping. Okay, I'm tripping. I should be painting in. Let me make sure that I got all my little shapes though, where I want stuff. Because see, this is not really defined like that. It needs to be defined, so I know exactly what I'm trying to do. This is good. We're gonna have her little pooch. I mean, you know, this Indian girl is a very pretty girl. I'd get with this Indian girl if she walked up in that outfit. She's probably very dirty and smelly in comparison to what I'm used to now. Get in that tub, baby. Baby. The water comes out the wall hot. The perfect temperature. Let me set it up for you. You don't have to sit down. You just stand up. It's quick, baby. You can get that dirt off and you're going to get that bit. Let's get back to the painting. You're tripping. Do I have this down? Your jokes are not funny. You're going to lose viewers. I don't know how I can have fewer viewers than I already have. Can I have negative viewers? Can my show cause people to just stop watching YouTube? Just like, I'm affecting everybody's views. I prepared. I knew I was going to want to have a snack. Shout out to Dunkin' Donuts. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to take a couple bites while I draw. I'm really kind of hungered. I don't know if that's a proper term. How about this? Boom. think I've did something that's pretty nice so far. I'm gonna switch up the color. I guess we're gonna go with the light blue here. We're gonna let the light blue be in place of the white. How about that? If you're wondering about those dots, of course I gotta add those dots last. Can't add those dots at this time. Ah! I really like this oil pen. Like I just like it. I don't know why. Like I'd probably oil paint more if use of it was this simple. Oil painting is not this simple. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. I don't want to discourage you from, becoming the best oil painter ever, but this is way enjoyable. So now, like, this is oil paint without the need for mixing paint or buying additional tubes of paint, right? Try to see if I can bring that over. Yeah, I'm gonna make her ropes a different color. Deal with it. I'm back. I think it's time to introduce a new color. Got all our whites. I think we got all the whites that we're gonna have in there. Maybe it's a touch of white right there. But that's about it. I'm gonna make it a different color because color thing gotta make sense. All right. The braids are purple. I'm not gonna have the tip as big. Oh, I'm 100% convinced that the pictures and really old photos like this aren't the actual people that they say they are. Like, oh, that's so and so, and she was this person or that person in ancient history. Yeah, that's some random person that, you know, that they was able to find a picture that old. They got, you know what I mean? Oh, it said Lucy on it, so we assumed that it was Captain Lucy. Like, no, it was just, that's Lucy from the farmer's daughter, Lucy, the regular person. Or that could be Pocahontas with lopsided eyes. I'm gonna fix those, by the way. I don't know how to draw braids. Did I tell you that already? Don't front on me with my braids. Something just sold. Yes! We're going to see what's happening. Money in my pocket. It's going to appear on the screen in the next few seconds. Hey, y'all thought weaves was a new thing. Dookie braid weaves. So her name is Diane Fletcher. She do got like a real strong face. I would probably like instantly fall in love with her if she walked in the room. A black woman who lived with the Kiowa Indians in Oklahoma Territory wears Kiowa clothing for this photograph taken at the end of the 19th century. Come on, Diane. You speak English. Get in my bathtub. You never seen one before. It's great. Look. I'm gonna throw in this bath bomb. Do not be alarmed. Relax. Don't have to jump around. Oil painting is just simple. Mad oil paintings all over the place. Mad oil paintings. Be like, guy Troy just won't stop painting oil paintings. Every day he's got a new oil painting going. There we go. What's that? For your Emmy consideration. Let's look at that right now. Money. Okay. All right. Listen. It's the photography. I'm telling you, look at that image. Studio quality imagery right now calls that sale. Where you find in the background like that? When you say middle of the street? That's right. Pulled over and stopped in the middle of the street. No, not in the middle of the street. I was actually parked, but I opened the car door, the side door, the driver's side door, put the Showtime box on the ground right there, leaned over with my iPhone, took the picture. Quick. Front. Back. Took it out the box. Stood it up with his homie in the background. See, y'all would have been like, I don't have no place to shoot. I can't make my pictures and post it. Excuses. I get her done. Get my money, and I'm gone. Ships out in the morning. All right, we back on this. This is actually supposed to be a rope, so I have been coloring it wrong. I should reverse. I think I will. Do that. Put this right here. It's actually a different rope from above. I'll have to bring in a different color. Can't get no fatter than that though. Don't make sense. Get fatter than that. So I'll have to figure something else out. And I know this you tripping through. You've seen the line right here where the end of the rope is supposed to be going. You just gonna draw the rope wherever. Pushing the paint just like that. Boom, this is the bottom. Oh man, this is the big ball right here. Guess I'm going up with these. So I'm just putting ink on the outside. Well, just putting purple paint on the outside of these because they're going to have a different color blended in with them. I don't know what I'm going to do with in between the ropes. I think I'm going to try to figure out, and that's actually a different kind of rope, but she got this rope now. Sorry. Hopefully that's not a spiritual. I'm pretty sure 100% is. I'm pretty sure it's 100% some type of spiritual cane. I'm going to put a whole new one in here because I can. It's under there. You'll see it when it's time for you to see it. All right. Here we go. What's next? mono color. We're going with green. Like that color. I think that's like a sea color. We might add another one that's a little darker. I wonder how many takes did they make before they finally got one that worked.
Welcome to Elevator Music, Volume 1. Basement level. The Fallout Shelter is Dynamics Plus. Domino Grid. Troops Bench and Exodus Phoenix.
That's going to be a different color. that look like? I'm not sure if this color is going to help any though, but I think it's related. That might help. I do believe the mixing of the green and the red just yells Christmas. And I went and picked straight up green. Switch again. Our colors don't have to make sense. Did I already say that? Thought I did. I think when the colors truly don't make sense is when I really enjoy it. The colors kind of make sense, then it's like, that's just a regular drawing. Nothing special about that.
Would you look at that? Someone's begging at my door. It's a face that I don't recognize anymore. Yet we've been so familiar. Keep the good times in my head. But the man I used to know is cold and dead. What I once knew so well is no longer real. I can't help myself if I too feel the way you feel. But what we used to have is so long gone. No matter what you say.
I know there's probably just an invisible smudger, like that would like represent just like a blank or a dry paintbrush, or maybe a paintbrush with some turpentine on it. Alright, well, we're going to call this right now, and we're going to end this situation. Thank you, Fallout Shelter. Pretty good so far. I'm going to pick it right back up next show. Thank you for tuning in to Toolbox Stuff. Again, I'm your host, Tulium. Glad that you could make it here. I will see you next time. We have to have an outro. Our outro is gonna be There's a lot of artists that I would like to play, but I do not have. Like describe. No. Let's do. Oh, this one. The Day of Scarecrows. Catch you guys next time. Tulium out.